Hello everybody, welcome to the Healthy Muse. My name is Jacqueline and I feel so excited to have you here today. So today I am going to be speaking about whey protein and why it can be so important in helping to increase protein and muscle mass, especially if you are on GLP-1s or you're having a rapid weight loss, or maybe you're just looking to add more high quality protein. So let's start with whey protein. What the heck is whey protein? So whey protein essentially isn't found in whey. And what is whey? It is a byproduct of the cheese making process. So when you are making cheese, you have the curd, the solid part, and you have the whey, which is liquid gold. Essentially, it is dry, filtered, and concentrated in what's known as branched chain amino acids: leucine, isoleucine, and valine. And why are these branched chained amino acids so essential? Specifically leucine. Leucine is known to help with muscle protein synthesis. If you are on GLP-1s, and my patients experience this all the time, rapid weight loss, the challenge and concern about rapid weight loss is not only do you lose fat mass, but you also lose lean muscle mass, which can be very dangerous. Now, clinically, there's something known as sarcopenic obesity. Sarcopenic obesity is when you have higher fat percentage in the body and lower percentage of skeletal muscle. And this can be very dangerous, especially as we get older. When we get older, we lose our muscle. And if you are experiencing rapid weight loss, especially if you're taking the GLP-1s, you might be experiencing this as well. And what I'm sharing with you is not intended for medical advice. Always speak to your doctor, your healthcare practitioner, to see what's best for you. I just like to share information that I learn in my work, in my practice, experience with patients, and also, of course, sharing with you latest clinical evidence that I hear about, that I read. So always make an informed decision that's best for you, your health, and your body. When we increase muscle, it is our metabolic insurance. And why do I say that? Because it's not just about looking good. It's not just about getting those bigger biceps. But when you have adequate muscle, especially as you get older, it helps you in your daily living, right? It helps you get out of a chair, it helps you walk, it helps you move, it gives you more strength, but it also helps you with insulin sensitivity. It helps you with balancing your blood sugar. It helps to improve your immunity. So if you are healthy adult, 18 or older, the RDA, the recommended daily allowance for protein, is 0.8 to 1 gram per kilogram of body weight of protein per day. If you are an older adult, you want 1 to 1.2 grams. If you are an older adult with chronic disease, 1.2 to 1.5. If you're on weight loss therapy, 1.0 to 1.2 grams. If you are sedentary, if you are active, anything above 1.5 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight is recommended. So there have been studies done and showing that you want protein distribution throughout the day. Generally speaking, 25 to 30 grams of protein per meal. Now, I understand that might be a little challenging, especially if you have very low appetite. So the great thing about whey protein, you can add it to soups, you can add it to shakes, you can put it in your yogurt, you could put it in your oatmeal or rice, really any way you like, and sip on it slowly. But it's a really good way to increase that protein muscle synthesis. What's really also helpful is if you add strength training at least 3 times a week. Now, I know that can be very difficult, especially if you're not feeling your best. So really start slowly. Listen to your body. I always encourage you to start slow. You hear this all the time. Make sure you are weight training. And I know that's not always easy, especially in the beginning. But studies show that including whey protein plus strength training at least 3 times a week has been shown to improve muscle protein synthesis, which is, again, it is our metabolic insurance as we get older. It can improve your insulin sensitivity. it can improve your immunity and help to increase also what's known as delayed gastric emptying, which is feeling of satiety and feeling fuller. Now, what is a GLP-1? GLP-1 stands for glucagon-like peptide, and we have GLP-1 receptors all over. They are made by the L cells in our digestive system, and these are known as incretins. Incretin is a hormone. So whey protein contains these branched chain amino acids, and these branched chain amino acids trigger the incretin response. Now, when you have incretin triggered, it delays gastric emptying. Gastric emptying essentially slows everything down, so you feel fuller, you have more satiety. It also helps to increase insulin sensitivity. Why is insulin sensitivity important? Because this is how our body manages blood sugar. And especially as we get older, it's really, really important to increase our insulin sensitivity, which drops, right? We have more insulin resistance as we get older, especially women who are at that stage of perimenopause or menopause. They have a higher risk for insulin resistance. So really, really important to consider taking whey protein if you are losing weight rapidly. If you are looking for high quality protein, remember it's those branched chain amino acids that can be really, really helpful. Now, another study shows that combining whey protein with vitamin D supplementation can also increase insulin sensitivity. And if you combine this with strength training at least 3 times a week, you will really help yourself preserve that lean muscle mass, specifically appendicular muscle, which is essentially related to your bones and structure, as well as skeletal muscle. Now, I know you may have questions. What about if I take collagen protein, right? Well, collagen is different. What is collagen? Collagen is essentially the protein, largest protein in our body related to connective tissue in our skin, and collagen is rich in amino acids, glycine and proline. However, this is better for connective tissue, it's better for our skin, not so much skeletal muscle. That's why if you're looking to increase skeletal muscle mass, definitely I would steer more towards whey protein. And again, multiple studies show the benefits of whey protein for stimulating protein muscle synthesis. Another cool thing about branched chain amino acids is they turn off this hormone called DPP-4. DPP-4 inhibits the incretins from working. So the branched chain amino acids actually switch off the DPP-4, which inhibits the incretin effect. So branched chain amino acids are just magic. They do wonders. So again, whey protein, very high, very rich in branched chain amino acids. They turn off the DPP-4 hormone. The DPP-4 hormone inhibits incretin response. So by turning off DPP-4, the incretin goes up, which is the GLP-1, right? The glucagon-like peptide, increases satiety, delays gastric emptying. Gastric emptying is when everything slows down in our digestive system, meaning we get fuller, longer. That is satiety essentially. So lots and lots of positive things with branched chain amino acid. So there is a study done. If you want to assess your leg strength, there is an exercise you could do. So if you find a chair that's 17 inches off the ground, and within 30 seconds count how many times you could come to a full stand and full seat. Now, if you are between the ages of 18 and 60, so a man, if you can do 24 or less, you are at risk for sarcopenic obesity. A woman, if you could do 21 or less, you are at risk for sarcopenic obesity. So when it comes to muscle, it's not just about looking good. Again, it is our insurance as we get older. It's really, really important for our metabolism, our glucose response, our immunity, and just everyday living for our strength and flexibility. So again, muscle mass is really, really important, especially as we get older. Now, women, If you are in your perimenopause or menopausal stage, this could be especially important for you as well, because as we are losing the estrogen or all those hormonal shifts, we can become at risk for developing this sarcopenic obesity as well. So something to really consider is shifting away from that cardio workout. Again, nothing wrong with that, but excessive cardio workouts can increase our cortisol. Nothing wrong with cortisol. It's a hormone that's necessary, but when it's chronically elevated, that's when we run into issues. So that's why as we get older, it's really important to start focusing more on increasing our muscle mass and that strength training. Now, if you are perimenopausal, menopausal, and you are on the GLP-1s, preserving lean muscle mass is that much more critical for you. So again, thinking about that whey protein. Now, something I also wanted to mention is that you have different kinds of whey protein. You have general whey protein, then you have whey protein concentrate, and you have whey protein isolate, and then you have something that's called hydrolyzed protein. Hydrolyzed means it's pre-digested into its most simplest amino acid form. That's especially really helpful if you have a lot of gastrointestinal conditions like IBD, irritable bowel syndrome, irritable bowel disease, SIBO, or just have a very difficult time digesting food. So what is whey protein concentrate? Whey protein concentrate has more lactose and it has more fat. Now, lactose is essentially a milk sugar. So if you are more sensitive to lactose, to dairy, you may want to opt for whey protein isolate. It's lower in lactose and it's lower in fat. It's also higher in protein. If you don't have an issue with that, you can just get regular whey protein. So friends, to recap, if you are looking to increase more muscle mass, if you are looking to incorporate more high quality protein, whey protein is the way to go. It is very rich in branched chain amino acids, specifically leucine, which has been shown to increase muscle protein synthesis. Specifically, you want at least 2.5 grams of leucine per serving when you are having protein. Try to incorporate at least 25 to 30 grams of protein per meal. For those of you on GLP-1 specifically, you might be experiencing rapid weight loss, so you want to make sure that you are preserving your lean muscle mass. Again, strength training really important. Also, as we are getting older, women in perimenopause, menopausal stages in their life, you want to increase and preserve your muscle mass. So strength training, getting adequate protein. Now, I know there's a question, animal protein versus plant-based protein. The thing about animal protein is that it has all your essential amino acids, whereas plant proteins, you have to kind of eat foods in combination to get your amino acids. Now, I'm not going to tell you what's right or wrong here. I'm just going by studies. Animal proteins have what's called all your essential amino acids, your biological proteins, things like, eggs, meats, and so forth. You can do plant proteins. It's your choice, but whey protein, which is not plant-based, essentially does have all your essential amino acids. Again, those branched chain amino acids, which are so helpful in increasing that muscle protein synthesis. So speak to your doctor, speak to your healthcare practitioner, listen to your body, make the best informed decisions for your body, for your health and well-being. And as always, my friends, it's a pleasure being here, sharing with you. Drop in the comments below what your experience is if you're taking GLP-1s, if you're taking whey protein, anything else you'd like me to talk about. I'm always open to your feedback, and thanks again for stopping by. Wishing you an abundance of health and blessings.